वेलकम बैक फ्रेंड्स, मैं अरुण शर्मा और आज के वीडियो में मैं आपसे डेटा इंटरप्रिटेशन के बारे में बात करने वाला हूं। I'm going to talk to you about data interpretation preparation for CAT 23. Critical section, a lot of you have been asking me about it, so I wanted to give you the major points and the flow chart of how you should prepare for this all important subject in your preparation for CAT. Of course, you know that these days data interpretation, logical reasoning, that section may you typically do start studying the two subjects separately, but ultimately last में जब when you reach the stage of expertise at DI and LR, and at each of DI LR you start realizing that puzzles start merging between data interpretation and logical reasoning, and you come out of the section whether very clearly whether you're solving a DI set or an LR set, because DI sets are getting increasingly built on reasoning, and reasoning sets are increasingly going into numerical data, and there's a merger of the two, but at the same time, when you start off, as you're starting off your preparation, you do start off these two topics separately. As I've also mentioned in my reasoning video, do have a look at that video along with this, so that you get a complete perspective of both the sections. So the first thing I want to talk to you about data interpretation. In fact, I have put some points here, and I would like to start with the first point here, that when you're studying data interpretation, there are essentially two learning tools, and the learning tools are what I call as APS, which is assisted problem solving, and the second is SPS, which is self problem solving. So there are only two learning tools you have in DI, in data interpretation. There is no theory element because there are no chapters actually. So data interpretation has no chapters. I mean, you can start off with data representations like pie charts and bar charts and tables, etc. But please remember, don't treat them as chapters, because they are not really theoretical chapters. They are just different ways to represent data, and you cannot run through your DI prep with pie chart as a chapter of preparation, through being the backbone of your preparation through 6 to 8 months of preparation. You can do a little bit of work on pie charts and bar charts to start with, till you are not familiar with those kinds of data representations and reading those data representations. But once you are comfortable with reading data, you have to move out of these individual data representation structures and move into complete just problem solving. Essentially, if you look at APS or SPS, both of this, whether it's assisted or self, both of this is essentially problem solving, and your ability to solve problems and learn through problems is the most important element, is actually the only tool you have to study data interpretation and to build your processes and your abilities in data interpretation. And the reason why this happens is because, you know, as you start solving problems in data interpretation, initially each of the problems will seem different from the other, but after you go through 20, 30, 40, 50 steps, you start seeing repetitions. You start seeing repetition of data representations. You start seeing representation of data structures. You start seeing repetition of question language, the way question language is structured. You start experiencing repetition of calculations. You start seeing repetitions of data analysis logic, etc. So what happens is, over a period of maybe around 200 to 300 sets of solving, and by sets I mean data interpretation questions are always one piece of data in a chart or a set of charts, followed by 4 or 5 questions. So that is what I define as a set. So once you go through your 200-300 sets, you start realizing that most of these things that I just mentioned start becoming repetitive in nature, and hence when you start preparing for data interpretation, you don't backbone your preparation on chapters like pie chart, bar charts. You can do pie charts, bar charts for the first 4 or 5 weeks of your preparation, but broadly, gradually, after the first week or so, your data interpretation preparation has to be built around these two parts: traditional data interpretation and logical data interpretation. So what is the difference between the two? Traditional data interpretation, by definition, is data interpretation which focuses on your ability to read data, extract information, extract the variables from the data, and most of what the question asks you is about data extraction. So data understanding and extraction is what traditional data interpretation questions are. And the other kind of questions that you see in data interpretation these days is what can be described as logical data interpretation questions. And the difference essentially is, while understanding and extraction of data is still important in logical DI, in logical data interpretation, analysis of data and analysis of the variables is very important. So So the major theme inside a traditional DI question will be the extraction of data and the calculations involved after that. Whereas in a logical DI set, in a logical DI question, the major theme would be in terms of the ability to analyze or create linkages between the data, different data interpretation elements, or between the different variables inside the question. And typically logical DI has a few themes that are repetitive in nature: missing data, missing variables, missing values in tables or graphs or charts. That's one very common theme. Multiple possibility structures and situations is a very common theme, again in logical DI. So these things you'll see very commonly in logical data interpretation. Even something which I call as cross-reference data is also very important in logical DI. So you'll start discovering this, and as you keep going through, I mean, your first 50 sets, you'll not get a feel of, you'll get a feel that everything seems to be new, and everything seems to be, I mean, every set that you're doing seems to be different from the previous, and you do get a feeling in the first 50 odd sets that I'm not going anywhere, because you don't have a chapter count in this chapter, in this section, preparation wise. But what I advise people is that you keep at it. And the moment you start going through 40, 50, 70 sets, your problem solving experience starts becoming more substantial. You'll start seeing the repetition of those 4 or 5 things I talked about: data representations, data structures, data analysis logics, calculations, question language. These 5, 6 things start becoming repetitive. So while each individual set will seem different from the other, what they'll ask you to do will start become the same. So as I tell people, the first time you come across ratio comparison, you experience it for the first time. The second time you come across it, it's no longer the first time. It's a repetition of something you've done earlier. So that's what I meant by that. So the last thing I want to talk about here is what is the order of solving. So I typically tell people that your first focus has to be on traditional DI. You have to do your first 150 sets, and typically data interpretation, the overall preparation time structure is around 400 to 500 sets. कुछ लोग का जल्दी भी हो जाता है. Some of you, if your learning process are fast, can do or can get to the requisite skills in DI in 200 sets also. But the thumb rule normally is you start doing around 150 sets of traditional DI. After that, doing more will just give you the same structures again and again, so you will start getting repetitive feeling in it. So the learning, if you have picked up and learned in the first or second time you have seen something, you've seen a calculation for the second time, first time, you know that okay, next time I'm smarter in this. तो 100-150 के बाद ट्रेडिशनल DI का और करने का ज़रूरत ख़त्म हो जाता है. Around 150 sets, maybe 150 to 200 sets of logical DI, and you can do all this from my book. My DI and other books are available in the market. You can pick up those books and do it from there. And once you do these 300 sets, 150 sets here, 150 to 200 sets here, logical DI, once you have a 300 set experience, after that you plan to complete your previous year questions and your previous year questions and the questions in the mocks. So if you do around 100 sets from there, you should be sorted after. And previous year questions may CAT 99 to 2008 and CAT 17 to 22, you should know all of those sets. So you will get around 60-70 sets maybe from CAT. You might get some sets from ZAT and IFT. So sab mila ke maan lo 100 sets of previous year questions and around 100 sets of the mock tests. If you take around 30 mock tests, so you might get 60-70 sets in DI and 60-70 sets in logical reasoning. So वहाँ से 50-60 set और मान लो, तो करीब 150 set यहाँ पे हो गए, which should be, I mean, typically this part should be done in the first 4 months, 20 weeks, and then after the 20 weeks, the next 10 weeks you should be focusing on this. So this is the basic structure. While doing this part, you might have to come back to some sets. You try to do a set, and you have to clearly decide right at the start what is your assisted problem solving question bank and what is your self problem solving question bank. So typically if you have an experience of around 300 to 400 sets in self problem solving, अगर timeline छोटा है तुम्हारा, तो then your time for preparation is less, then maybe you can squeeze a little bit on these two, but make sure that you complete the third part of the questions. So I hope you liked what I talked about in this session, and you got a clear perspective of data interpretation prep for CAT 23. I'll be back with more. Do write in the comments how you found the video. Do subscribe to the channel, and do press the bell icon so that you know when we have coming up with new content or coming up live on the channel. and I hope to bring more valuable stuff for you. Thank you so much. Bye bye.